Hey, welcome back to Metal Gear Solid 1, Part 6. So we just fought Liquid. He has something against me for some reason and decided that he wanted to go fight me brother to brother, man to helicopter. But we won, so it's cool. At least it's cool for now. I was gonna say, I guess, if you guys have a chance and you don't totally hate playing video games, I actually really do recommend playing the Metal Gear Solid games. I mean, this one's a little old, so the controls can be a little difficult, but honestly, I think your experience playing it as the player, like, it really informs the story. It's most of these earlier games, you can totally get by watching, but I'm a little concerned about how much is gonna come across by the time I get to Metal Gear Solid 5, because I feel like the Metal Gear games, like, I think, like, I'm not saying this is something unique to Metal Gear or unique to Kojima, but I think as a game designer, he's super conscious of the player experience. So he really does design the games intending, I think, for your experience as the player to be part of the story. And I think that's very apparent and, like, pretty explicit in Metal Gear Solid 2 and also in 5. And I think those two are two of the least popular games, in part because maybe people don't get it, or they just don't enjoy being tortured by Kojima. I can't imagine why. But even in Metal Gear Solid 1, like, my frustration with the unreasonable demands that Campbell and company are putting me through, with the unreasonable fights that I'm having to fight Liquid fucking Snake in a goddamn helicopter, a helicopter that took down 2 F-16s, like, why? Like, why? And I think, like, that experience of being that player, of like stepping into Snake's shoes, like, it really informs your experience of the story, because Snake also feels like that. He also is like, why? But he doesn't really have a choice. I mean, I don't have a choice because I want to keep playing the game. He doesn't have a choice because he's got to save the goddamn world. Is the elevator here yet? Yes.
Huh?
So we're going downstairs to cross the snowfield so that we can get to the nuclear storage building, I think it was called, where they're holding Metal Gear Rex, so that I can single-handedly destroy this nuclear-equipped Gundam.
Snake, there's something I forgot to tell you before.
What?
There were 5 stealth camouflage prototypes in my lab.
Yeah, so?
If you take out the one I'm wearing, that leaves 4.
Hey, this isn't first grade math class.
I thought I'd get one for you. So I went back to the lab and
Yeah?
the 4 suits were missing. Also, about the elevator that I checked out, it's really strange. It was like someone was intentionally holding it.
When you were riding on it, did the weight limit warning go off?
That's another thing that bothered me about it. The warning went off, and I know I couldn't be over the limit.
How much do you weigh?
About 135, but that elevator had a weight limit of 650 pounds.
It would take at least 5 people to go over that limit.
Look out, Snake! The guys who stole my stealth prototypes are in there with you!
Too late, Snake. Now die!
Wait.
Otacon, which direction?
Security camera up there. Oh fuck. No 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 no. Ah fuck.
Snake, are you okay? Snake? Snake!
All right. I'm just trying to save my rations because I'm gonna need them coming up. Like I said, I think earlier, this is kind of a rough stretch of the game. There's just a lot of fighting and not a lot of healing. So. I guess I can use a chaff grenade here. Alright, gonna go get that ration. I actually had to restart this battle because I was getting texts in the middle of it. So, yeah. Here we go.
Snake, are you okay?
Otacon, were there any other stealth prototypes?
No, there were only 5.
So, this isn't stealth camouflage then.
What are you talking about?
Someone's aiming at me in the middle of this blizzard.
It's her!
Wolf? Sniper Wolf?
Yes, it's her. It's definitely her.
Otacon, you sound like you're happy.
No, I'm not.
So then what is it?
Snake, please don't kill her.
Are you insane?
Please. She's a good person. You'd know that if you talked to her.
Listen to me, kid. She's a merciless killer.
I can see you perfectly from here. I told you, I'd never quit the hunt. Now you're mine.
Wolf, no, you can't.
Don't get between a wolf and its prey.
You're pretty good if you can hit me in this storm.
You see, women naturally make better soldiers.
Wolf, don't do this.
Snake, I'm near. Can't you sense me near you?
It's a mistake for a sniper to reveal her location.
Is that right? Well, I'm going to send you a love letter, my dear. Do you know what that is? It's a bullet straight from my gun to your heart.
Please, Wolf. Snake, no!
Quiet! Don't get in our way.
Now I'm gonna pay you back for Meryl.
You men are so weak. You can never finish what you start.
Otacon, where can I find ammo for the PSG-1?
I can't tell you.
Otacon. Alright, that's fine. I don't need you anyway. I'm gonna put on the thermal goggles real quick to find her, and then I'll take them off because it looks bad. There she is. Shit, lost her. There she is. Oof. Mm.
waited for this moment. I am a sniper. Waiting is my job. Never moving a muscle. Concentrating. I am long shot. You cannot save me. Please. Just finish me quick. I am a Kurd. I have always dreamed of a peaceful place like this.
A Kurd. So that's why you're called Wolf.
I was born on the battlefield. Raised on the battlefield. Gunfire, sirens, and screams. They were my lullabies. Hunted like dogs, day after day. Driven from our ragged shelters. That was my life. Each morning I'd wake up and find a few more of my family or friends dead beside me. I'd stare at the morning sun and pray to make it through the day. The governments of the world turned a blind eye to our misery. But then, he appeared. My hero. Saladin. He took me away from all that.
Saladin? You mean Big Boss?
I became a sniper. Hidden. Watching everything through a rifle's scope. Now I could see war. Not from inside, but from the outside. As an observer. I watched the brutality, the stupidity of mankind through the scope of my rifle. I joined this group of revolutionaries to take my revenge on the world. But I have shamed myself and my people. I am no longer the wolf I was born to be. In the name of vengeance, I sold my body and my soul. Now I am nothing more than a dog.
Wolves are noble animals. They're not like dogs. In Yupik, the word for wolf is Keglanek, and the Aleuts revere them as honorable cousins. They call mercenaries like us dogs of war. It's true. We're all for sale at some price or another. But you're different. Untamed. Solitary. You're no dog. You're a wolf.
Who are you? Are you Saladin?
Wolf. You spared Meryl's life.
She was never my real target. I don't kill for sport.
Rest easy. You'll die as the proud wolf you are.
I finally understand. I wasn't waiting to kill people. I was waiting for someone to kill me. A man like you. You're a hero. Please, set me free.
Why? Why? I loved you.
What is it?
My gun. Give it to me. She's part of me. better now. Okay, hero. Set me free.
Goodbye. Snake, you said that love could bloom on the battlefield. But I couldn't save her. What are you doing?
Returning it to its owner. I don't need a handkerchief.
Why?
I don't have any more tears to shed. I'm going to the underground base. We're out of time.
I know.
You'll have to protect yourself now. Don't trust anyone.
Yeah.
If I can't stop Metal Gear, this whole place will probably be bombed to hell.
Yeah.
We might not meet again.
I'll hang on to my codec. I want to keep helping.
You can leave anytime. Get a head start. A head start on your new life.
Snake! What was she fighting for? What am I fighting for? What are you fighting for?
If we make it through this, I'll tell you.
Okay. I'll be searching too.
Well, I love that scene, and I love Sniper Wolf. It's very, a lot of the writing in this game is like very clunky, very clumsy. But, I don't know, it's like, I don't know, it works for me. It's really earnest. And that clumsiness is not going anywhere. It will continue. The writing will continue to be clumsy throughout every Metal Gear. Like, I personally think Kojima's writing chops improve over time, and I think he does such a good job with Metal Gear Solid 5. But even so, I mean, there is some weird shit in 5. Like, he's well-meaning, but some weird shit. But yeah, out of the Foxhound members in this game, I would say Sniper Wolf is probably my favorite. And her speech there about how Big Boss kind of like pulled her out of her sad life is representative of kind of like what you hear from a lot of people who've worked for Big Boss. The guy has a lot of charisma, and a lot of shit that happens in Metal Gear basically happens because people are just way too into him. Oh, fuck. Yeah. The legend is a lot to live up to. But when we get to Metal Gear Solid 3, I hope you will agree that Big Boss does live up to the legend. He is an extremely charming man. Is this? Have I been here? Oh wait, no, that's where I'm supposed to go. And this one I can't open yet. I wonder what's in there. I'm not gonna do it because I don't think I need to, but if you'll see, there's like a truck over here. There's a truck in a lot of areas in this game, and quick travel in Metal Gear Solid, I think, is you climb in the truck and then you put on the cardboard box that corresponds to that truck. Like, I just picked up cardboard box C. It says to Snowfield. So eventually somebody will come drive the truck and bring you to, well, if I put in like this one, it'll bring me to the nuclear warhead storage building. So that's pretty cool, I guess, if I ever need to go back there. Now that I think of it, I probably could have used that earlier instead of running, but it's cool. Time to go to the I forgot what it's called, wherever they're holding Rex. Oh, right, it's a 2-disc game. We're getting close to the end now. There's not a whole lot of other areas in the game. Oh, Jesus, did he see me? No, he heard me. It's okay, I think. Oh! Did somebody... Oh, there's a trick here and I forgot what it was. Hang on. I think I need to shoot this thing down. Maybe that's why they were giving me those Nikita missiles earlier. That thing? Which thing? Hang on. Yeah, this thing is in the way. It knocked me off. Should be fine. I already killed that guy. No one's coming, probably. Oh, do I have to do it again, or is it good? Oh, we're good. This is definitely an area where it's just easier to kill, so in the interest of expediency, I'm gonna murder a little bit. Oh shit, he saw me. Oh, fuck. Well, maybe it's not always easier to kill. Let me just hide here. God damn it. Honestly, non-lethal is easier sometimes. shit, where am I? Wow, I didn't know that was a thing. That is new to me. I've never been in that elevator before. There's a ration over here, and I'm pretty sure it's impossible to get. It's just there to make you kill yourself. And I definitely did kill myself several times. I believe there is something in here that I want, but I can't remember what. Oh, I think body armor, maybe? Oh, shit. I'm standing in exactly the wrong place. Fucking god. Oh my fucking god. Ah. There's... Oh my god, no. Oh god, Snake, don't die, don't die. This way, right? Yes. Shit. Trap grenade? There we go, body armor, yeah. Oh god, why is the timing on this so unpredictable? I killed myself with a grenade so that I could see this conversation that I accidentally skipped. We'll start from the top.
Metal Gear is straight down. Better move it. There's no time. The terrorists are ready to launch.
Negotiations are all finished,
The government can't cave into terrorist demands.
but they're threatening to launch a nuclear weapon.
They've made their final decision.
Why is the White House being so inflexible? Colonel, is there still something you're hiding from me?
Snake, please, just concentrate on stopping them, okay?
Master, you and I, we're nothing more than dogs, are we?
That's not like you, Snake. Don't let what Sniper Wolf said bother you. Listen, there's not a soldier alive that doesn't question himself. And if there is one, he's nothing more than a murderer. But someone like Wolf, a soldier who's looking for nothing more than their own death, is no good to anyone either. Once she started to look for death, it was all over. That's how you'll end up too, Snake.
That's a little ominous, Master Miller.
That's a chaff grenade. It's a special grenade that disperses thin, narrow metallic strips of various lengths and frequency responses. It can confuse electronic equipment. As long as the strategy of nuclear deterrence continues, nuclear weapons may be reduced, but they will never be eliminated. If you think about it, nuclear reduction does not mean much without elimination as the ultimate goal. I used to work in the DIA. I figured the only way to achieve nuclear elimination was to work from the inside to convince them of the ineffectiveness of the deterrence theory.
Seems like you're pretty focused on that issue.
Victims of nuclear radiation are a sad thing to see, and I have seen a lot of it. I have seen more than enough of it. I was born and raised in Pripyat, Ukraine. I was 10 years old on that day April 26, 1986.
You don't mean...
Yes, Chernobyl. That is the day that changed my life and thousands of other lives. I live just 3 kilometers north of there. 600,000 to 700,000 people were evacuated. Over 650,000 children suffered the effects of radiation poisoning. Between 1986 and 1993, 12,000 children died. My parents, and many others like them who helped in the cleanup, died a few years later from radiation sickness. We must rid this world of all nuclear weapons before they cause more misery, before they destroy the delicate environment that keeps us alive. I will not allow this pain and anxiety to pass on to yet another generation.
If you take that cargo elevator down, you'll wind up in Metal Gear's underground maintenance base.
All right. I actually think there might be traps here. Are there? Oh, maybe not. There might be traps later? Don't remember. Just have this impression that there are mines and that I've stepped on them before. Don't go anywhere. Okay. Wait. Wait, how do I make the elevator work?
Snake, the elevator won't move unless you push the switch. There's a control
I
panel,
tried.
right? Get closer and press the action button.
Okay, I'll try again. Oh.
There he is! Damn.
It just never stops. Do I have stun grenades? Ooh. Bad at shooting. Bad at shooting. There we go.
Snake, that's the relay point between Elevator 1 and Elevator 2.
Why was it set up this way?
Well, for a long time it had been set up so that you could take one elevator all the way to the bottom. But I heard that they changed it because of something to do with the structural integrity of the rock. The number 2 elevator is next to you, right? Transfer to that one.
It looks like that elevator you were right.
War brings out the cruelty of man. No matter how the soldier was brought up, they all turn into animals when they're thrust into the heat of combat.
That is a FAMA. You found body armor. If we do not drastically reduce the number of stockpiled nuclear weapons, it is going to become easier and easier for terrorists to get their hands on them. That means more terrorist attacks like this one. There was some talk about both sides reducing their nuclear stockpiles to a core deterrent force of less than 500 missiles each, and declaring that there would be no nuclear counterstrike in the event of the use of conventional or chemical weapons. But talks fell through. It seems that America is unwilling to relinquish its position as the most powerful country in the world. There is no doubt about it. After the Cold War ended, the chance of a full-scale, worldwide nuclear conflagration was diminished. But on the other hand, the chances of local tactical use of nuclear weapons greatly increased. Civil wars, revolutions, regional disputes. It seems like there is a new war popping up somewhere every day. And many of them are the result of centuries-old hatred between different ethnic or religious groups. These people do not think rationally or logically. In such conflicts, there is no concern for the high civilian casualty rate, and international criticism means little. A nuclear deterrent is meaningless because emotions run so hot. Furthermore, unlike strategic nuclear missiles, the decision to use tactical nuclear missiles is in some cases left up to battlefield commanders. It is pretty scary. As long as nuclear weapons continue to proliferate, the chances that someone is going to use them will also continue to grow. Ironically, the policy of nuclear deterrence has prevented the elimination of nuclear weapons. The entire basis for determining them to be illegal has been undermined by this military policy. In other words, nuclear weapons cannot be declared illegal because we have an entrenched policy which makes them legal ipso facto. America and Russia are not the only countries with nuclear weapons. During the Cold War, the UK, France, and China publicly declared the existence of their own nuclear arsenals. Since we entered the 21st century, we have confirmed the existence of nuclear weapons programs in countries throughout Africa, the Middle East, South America, and Asia. Nukes are steadily proliferating. The 21st century is paying for the 20th century's failure to plug the holes in the NPT and for the IAEA's failure to tighten nuclear control measures. The IAEA was established in 1957 to oversee peaceful as well as military applications of atomic power. But the IAEA can only investigate those countries which request an investigation. Furthermore, the timing of the inspection must be approved by the country in question. They are not allowed to do sneak inspections. The country that is being investigated can even dictate the nationality of the inspectors that they will allow in. In the late 1970s, Iraq would only allow inspectors from Bulgaria and Russia to enter the country. The IAEA does not even have the authority to level fines against countries who have committed infractions. After the Gulf War, they discovered that Iraq had been developing nuclear weapons in secret right under the investigators' noses. Unfortunately, as an organization, the IAEA just did not have the teeth to effectively stop the proliferation of nuclear weapons and technology. 1970, all 5 nuclear powers, America, the Soviet Union, France, England, and China, signed the NPT. The treaty provided that the non-nuclear equipped countries could receive assistance for peaceful applications of nuclear power. But military applications of nuclear power were strictly prohibited, and the IAEA was given the responsibility of investigating countries who were suspected of being in non-compliance with the NPT. But the IAEA could not stop the proliferation of nuclear weapons either. Not only couldn't the IAEA levy any penalties against violating nations, but it became impossible to distinguish between technologies which would lead to military development and technologies which were for civilian applications.
Sorry, I skipped a little bit because I got to another conversation with Nastasha that I'm pretty sure we've listened to. Oh, fuck. Anyway, I'm gonna cut this video short here because I'm pretty sure there's a long cutscene coming up and we're running a little long. So thanks for watching, and we will proceed to Rex in the next episode.